Hi, I'm Christine Connor. I own a family business called Amelie Designs. We sell quilt patterns all across America. Why heck, you may have even seen our top selling pattern bundle 12 in your local quilt store, or you may even own it. Hey, if you go to our website down below and like us on Facebook, you always know what's new and upcoming. Well, anyway, today's lesson, I'm going to show you how to put binding on a circular project like this autumn table topper I've designed for connecting threads. So let's join me over in the sewing studio and let's sew. So the first thing you need to do is sew two pieces of binding together for this particular project, and you'll need to do it with a mitered seam. If you've never done a mitered seam, it's real easy. Have one piece of fabric face up, the other piece of fabric wrong side up, so it makes like a 7, like the number 7, and then you draw a line from one corner to the other. Or an even simpler way, if you want, you can just take your iron and press it over like such and make a crease line and then line it back up. Same thing. So now I'm using batiks, and the only way I know if my batik is right side up or wrong side up is because it doesn't have a right or a wrong. As you can see, is I find my seam line, and that seam line tells me that my fabric is wrong side up. So I want to put my fabric wrong side up, like such. And the first thing I want to do is I want to fold that down to make that 45-degree angle, and then I'm going to take my two sides and fold it over like such and press. So I'm going to do that right now. You do it too. Alright, so I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try shooting the video from this angle so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing, I hope. Now, most people, most expert quilters will tell you that to do anything, put any binding on anything circular, you need to cut your binding a different way on the bias. But if I were to have you cut your binding on the bias, you would need about a yard of fabric to complete this little table topper. But I found that with 5 inches or 2 strips that are 2.5 inches by the width of fabric, you can do it with just 2 strips and have it be on the straighter grain. What I do first of all is this is the part right here that was open, where I folded down the 45-degree angle, and I'm going to pin it up around about, all the way down, kind of manipulate it on the curve. You can see it kind of sticks up over on this side, so it's kind of bowed a bit. And I'm going to pin that, and I'm going to pin about 1 inch past where the mitered point comes in. So about 1 inch past, and that's where I'm going to start sewing. About 1 inch past. I want to leave that other open so that I can tuck the tail end when I get around to it into that little pocket. Alright, so let's see how this works. If I can do this. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can really see. There we go. So I'm going to just do a little back stitch. Sorry about my hand. Okay. And then as I go around, I'm going to be kind of gathering up the fabric and making it just that raw edges lay along the edge of the table topper. So you kind of have to pick it up and kind of turn it a bit. And I'm going pretty slow as I do this. Hold on, I need to do one thing. There we go. Now it's running a little bit better. And here I'm going to kind of pinch it up as I go around. And you're pretty much going to do that all the way around the table topper. So I'm going to stop the video here. And I'm going to finish this out, and then I'll show you how to end it. Alright, I'm back where I started. Here's my start point where my pins are. I'm going to leave my pins in this way. I'm going to kind of, let me pull out a bit so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to kind of mimic where I'm going to be stitching, and here is that right here is where that fold is. I'm going to come down, and here's let me back out a little bit more. Here's my stitching. So as I lay this down, I'm going to take a pair of scissors, and right above where it would go near the stitching, I'm just going to cut. That's how I know what length to cut. I have about, you know, a little bit left over here. All right, then I'm going to slowly sew. Let's see. I'll leave it out. You want to leave this pin in here because what happens if I take that pin out, this little pointed area, this part right here, is going to go that way, and then when you fold your binding over, you're going to find that you didn't catch it. So I just leave that pin there to make sure I know that I have caught that. I don't want to run over my pin, but right as I get up to it, then I'll remove it. Okay, and I'm going to remove that one. Now before I get any further, it's kind of tacked in, so I'm going to tuck that in. I've got a pair of tweezers here. I'm going to tuck that in to there. And here's where you want to just make sure you get all those layers. Okay, so this is my new top, the part I'm putting in. And you can see you want it to lay flat, but you don't want this to slip back. You want to kind of pull that back like such. Once you have it, sew it down. Tuck that into there. I'm going to move that pin so it's a little bit easier. And it looks like I need to kind of put my needle in a down position. I'm going to lift my presser foot, tuck that back under like that. Lower my presser foot. There we go. I'm going to do a little back stitch there. Get my scissors, lift up, and let's make sure I caught everything. And yes, you can see everything got caught. Now if you want to, this table topper, as you can see, has a little indent. It's kind of like a very mild scallop, so it kind of goes circle and then circle, and you can see there's a little scallop. If you want to take a pair of scissors and just snip right into there, but don't put your stitching, just snip where the scallops go inward. And just move over here so you can see, back up a bit. Hey, I got it right. Okay, so curve, indentation, curve, indentation. What the heck is that? Curves in. It's kind of like you're going to snip in the valleys. Mountain and a valley. Okay, that'll just help things turn a little bit, and there you have it. You can just fold it over and sew it on the hand sew it on the back. If you're interested in this pattern, it will be available through Connecting Threads on August 18th on the website Connecting Threads. All this fabric you see on this table topper is made in America. Yay, go USA! And it also comes from Connecting Threads. They have really pretty batiks. So we'll see you next time. Bye! Hey, I know I just said bye, but one more thing. If you're interested in, if there are videos that you're interested in seeing or things you'd like to learn, just send me a comment and maybe we can incorporate that into our video series. See you then. Bye-bye.